Welcome to Sports for You Wrestling. It's our ring, our section. From the bay, we flexing. Fat four, keep the crowd out, all guessing. Welcome to Sports for You.
Ooh, man. I hope all the moms out there had a good Mother's Day. Because you know who didn't have a good Mother's Day? Mrs. OTC of WWE, because Roman Reigns has been put through the ringer not once, but twice in a 48-hour span. But first, we're here. We're live. We're back.
Mama.
Welcome, Sports.
I'm here. My camera just.
You Wrestling Podcast number 80. Cameron, don't want you to be great today.
Yeah,
ain't that something? It's just
wires.
StreamYard just full of hate.
Wiring. That's it. We good.
But OTC here, Trail here. John is here. Hopefully, like I said, everybody had a good Mother's Day. But tonight, yes, the Tejanas have the night off. But of course, we always never go alone without a queen in our presence.
That's right.
And this one is the queen fresh off the island of ATD. She has a book coming out, and she wants you to buy it or else, and she'll talk about that later on in the broadcast. But welcome back, Monty Housen.
I don't ever want to see that jank again. This is worse than Bronson the shoe thief taking his shoes. I'm tired. Roman, you need to get you a gun, a machete, and perhaps something, I don't know, strong to drink. I recommend a bottle of gin.
Damn,
hello, everybody.
I expect that murder.
I'm pretty sure they got Paramount going around on the island, for sure. You know, because always got them rolling. But speaking of rolling, let's get into it. SmackDown been up and down the past couple of months. I've been with the ladies of ATD for most of their SmackDown watch-alongs, and on occasions the show do kind of drag a little bit, to the point that it even tests Leslie's gangster every once in a while.
Yeah.
So shout out to Leslie. But there's good news, Monty Housen and Leslie and Lauren of ATD. SmackDown will be going back to 2 hours this summer. No more 3-hour show. I don't know how long that's going to last, because I know they've been flip-flopping on the hour block. But they got shows they're trying to fill in that third hour, so they're going back to 2 hours. But that's nothing new. We kind of heard that before. But the difference is it might be somebody else in charge of SmackDown this summer. A Hall of Famer is set to return. Well, rumored. I'm not going to say set, because nothing's official, nothing's been written out, nothing's set in stone. But
Teddy
Long.
Teddy?
Captain Holla Holla. Rumored. Now, rumored. Don't take it from us. Take it with a grain of salt. He's rumored to be returning to WWE to run SmackDown as the first ever 3-time general manager of SmackDown. We couldn't get Undertaker for comments because I doubted he'd be able to show up again to, handle out some business when Teddy Long was put somebody in the match. But you got Powerhouse Hobbs. You got Royce Keys. You got a monster in there. But you're probably wondering, what happens to Nick Aldis?
He goes to Raw because he's the only one. He's the only principal that actually makes sense. Because y'all know, if it wasn't the Vision dress just giving Adam Pearce hell, it's Roman now. That man is one drink away from losing his job. Y'all already know Adam Pearce about to get fired.
Well, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one, because the rumored plan for Nick Aldis is to step down as general manager and to resume his in-ring career.
Nice.
So at the age of 39, he will be returning to the ring. But what we don't know is how are we gonna get there.
Wait a minute.
And
He's
it's
only
easy as
39?
one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm older than
Yeah,
him.
he's younger than us.
yeah, he's younger than us. It's hard out there for it's hard out there for the Englishman.
But rumor has it, he's supposed to step down as general manager. But how do we get there? John, Monty, who was the one person that was pushing Nick Aldis's buttons heading into Mania?
That'd be one Mr. Drew McIntyre.
Randy Orton RKO'd him a few times.
Drew McIntyre should be back to WWE by the summer. Everything is movies, anything else he got going on should already be wrapped up, tied up with a bow, end scene, credits rolling, announcements coming out about whatever he's doing. He should be good to go. I would think he would be the one to bring out Nick Aldis and start this feud in WWE. What do we think, Money?
I mean, Nick Aldis is one, but no, let's say Drew McIntyre is the right choice. But also, Randy RKO'd this man like 5-10 times, and then Pat McAfee was giving him shit too, but Pat McAfee is gone. So Drew is the best option.
I mean, I'm pretty sure once he comes back, it's not going to be a one-off. So I know for a fact he's going to have receipts coming. Orton's one of them. And John, didn't a certain WWE champion pull his punk card by saying that he answers to him?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
So
he got his whole card pulled.
By Cody.
Oh, yeah. Count your days, girl. Count your days, girl. I've seen Nick Aldis. Let me tell you something right now.
Man, can still go if you wanted to.
Yes.
That's why when he first signed to WWE, I remember telling John, I don't see him doing this general manager thing long term.
Nah.
I think they want to bring him in as a suit, but I'm like, somebody's gonna bring this out of him. But John, what are your thoughts on the possibility of the Hall of Famer, as JBL used to call him, the Peanut Head, one, theater long, possibly returning as a general manager of Smack?
I'm good, as long as Vicky Guerrero doesn't try to Wally Pippen for his job. So I think I'd love to see Teddy Long back. Teddy Long was one of my favorite general managers. So yeah, I love to see the Mac Militant back on Friday nights.
Just to hear the theme song.
Yes,
just to hear the theme song. That theme song was a bop.
The G-Ride.
The whole shot and the Titantron is his face, and I'm just like, all right, what are we about to do? Teddy Long coming out here, but I am gonna miss the "you gonna face the Undertaker here" player. I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah,
I got to hear that live in person one time, which was
so did I. So did I.
And irony for this conversation, the person Undertaker faced was Drew McIntyre that night.
I remember when I first heard it. It was Gregory Helms.
Oh my God!
The first time I heard it was somebody was pretending to be injured or hurt. Remember, somebody was pretending to be injured or hurt. Somebody was pretending to be injured or hurt, and then he came out there and he said that.
Was it Booker T?
No, I don't think it was Booker T. Why do I keep thinking it was JBL? But it was like, you gonna face the Undertaker player, and he was like, "Ah, shit, I'm okay, but I'm better now." I remember.
No, JBL probably was. It probably was JBL. But yeah, when I first saw it, it was Gregory Helms. I forgot what he said, but he's like, you know what? Tonight, you're gonna go one-on-one. Slow pause. With the Undertaker player. It gets him every time. But hopefully it is Teddy. If it's not, I mean, I can't think of anybody else. I mean, I hope don't bring that evil um, into existence by having Vic Durrell because
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. We don't need that. We don't need those.
and besides,
They
I don't
don't
think
need the.
WWE wants that backlash of problems.
Yeah, they don't need them problems.
There is somebody else that nobody's really talking about, and she just entered the Hall of Fame.
You wouldn't think. Was she?
She ain't got shit to do besides the podcast. I'm just saying.
Stephanie makes a return. Is she even employed by WWE?
Nah, nah. She just do. She just.
She got stock. She still got WWE stock, but I'm just saying. Or TKO stock, but I'm just saying they could bring her back in.
I mean, Stephanie wasn't a bad GM. I mean, she couldn't land Scott Steiner, but she wasn't a bad she wasn't a bad GM. Paul Heyman's a name that was thrown out there, and God forbid, Nikki Bella wants to be a general manager once her in-ring career is officially done.
Can we not?
You said Nikki Bella wants to be a general manager?
How about no?
Can we not? Let's just.
Listen,
how about we just retire? We just go home?
I put it like this. John said no, but Nick Khan, Mark Shapiro, and Triple H are gonna be like,
Mm-hmm.
if they want it, they gonna get it. All right, let's talk about a little bit of piece of backlash, something that's been bugging me. Let's make sense of what this is all about here. The John Cena Classic. That was the big announcement that John Cena was teasing through the entire week or so, and for all we know, we don't know much about it. Only thing is, some up and coming stars from NXT is going to be facing off against main roster talent. And the only thing that we know about as of now is you could lose and the fans can still vote you as the winner. Which to me, I don't get it because wins and losses should matter. So hypothetically, someone can lose every single match in this classic and still get voted all the way to the championship without winning a thing. Even right now, WWE still don't know all of it, what they're doing, so I'm just gonna wait it out before I say yay or nay on this classic. But given what we know, John, what do you make of? I mean, that's your goat, but the math ain't mathing right now.
I think he just picked. I think this was a soft launch. This wasn't. It was kind of like they did with the Last Time Is Now tournament. We didn't really know nothing about that until Cena actually gave all the details on that Saturday night's main event. So I think they're going the same approach, but they got so much stuff congested all in the next couple of months. You don't want it to get lost in the shuffle. So it's just something to get in people's ears, like to keep and have them talking like we're doing right now. And then when it's time, probably more so during the summer, close to SummerSlam, probably right after SummerSlam, I think they'll be full speed ahead. I think there's going to be something that's the end of the year with, like they did with his retirement tour. So, yeah, it left more questions than unanswered questions than questions answered. So I'm like you, I'm reserving judgment too until we really know what this about. As far as the part he was talking about with the fans voting, I think this is also part of the reason why this kind of plays into why, and I know they're two separate entities, why we saw the format change on LFG. I think we're trying to see who's actually working and earning their way to the top and putting in the work as opposed to just getting off based off because you're off pure talent. Now, some votes might. I don't know how. We'll see how the voting process. I think everything is fluid. He's saying that now, But when we get close to game time, you never know. They always try to switch stuff up. So so let's wait and see. But yeah, it's all. I think it's all. It's all as Stephen A. say. It's fluid. It's fluid. It's fluid.
So what you think, Money? You still trying to wrap your head around the whole thing?
Okay, as you can see, my head is tilted, and I'm over here, and I'm just going.
I haven't seen the money tilt in a while. Money tilt.
This is too many cooks in the damn kitchen. Because okay, if to me, I'm over here and I'm going, okay, if they lose, they lose, but then you're going to give them a golden opportunity to just. It don't make any sense to me. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe it's like if this was a game show, even then I'd be like, it's technically cheating because you got the fans to vote for you. I don't like it, but I have to see.
I have a question for both of you because I didn't say this to you yet, John, because I didn't think about it until after fact. Could this low key under the radar classic help TKO determine who's next on the chopping block? Because you don't know how they could be like, okay, he's good, and he costs less than wrestler B. Like, you think possibly they could be using that also as a lowball way to restructure contracts or not terminate them, but not renew?
It's not out the realm of thought. It's not out the realm of the thought process of that being the situation. I would hope. I would hope not. I mean, that's kind of a conniving way to just say of firing people, and kind of cowardly in my honest opinion. So it could be. I hope not. But I know Cena, how much Cena's he cares about the business. Shout out to M50 at the game tonight. It was. I think we want to see what. We need to put all the pieces to the puzzle before we go ahead and say, is this a good thing or a bad thing? So you introduced it. Now let's see what's the next step. We got the bread. Where's the meat and cheese? And then let's put the sandwich together so we can start eating.
Yeah, because I'm definitely gonna play close attention of who all is gonna be in this classic, especially from the main roster.
I'm gonna say it like this. That sounds like that could be the idea in the future, but right now they try to warm us up to it before they take the pigs and slaughter them. So in the future, this could be okay, let's look at this and let's see who we need to cut, who's getting too comfortable, who needs to be paid less, and da. But right now, again, it's that they're pretty much they're feeding the chickens and they're giving them a lovely home before they start cutting their heads off.
Yeah, because Lance Storm, he sounded off on it. He's like, if I'm a $500,000 main roster talent going in the ring with someone that's making me $5,000, he's like, why would I use my skill and experience to help make him look good? So it's almost like, what he's saying is, I could be going in there with my replacement, so to speak. So that's why, like I was saying, I'm gonna pay close attention to who's going into this on the main roster. Because if I start seeing guys like Tozawa or Otis in this tournament or whatever it is, I'm gonna, my antenna's gonna be up because it's like, all right, are these gonna be the ones, or are they really putting over NXT talent? They could be doing all this at once, putting over NXT talent and weeding out the people who they're not trying to pay.
Well, it's funny you bring it up. I was looking through, I don't know if you saw in the news, and Body Slam Plus reported there are expected to be more call-ups during the summer for NXT. And from what I was reading, the focus is really going to be on the women's division.
Which is why Kalani has been featured heavy lately.
And we saw a certain...
Because I know we're going to talk... Her time to be next.
And we saw...
Yeah. This is... let me tug on Superman's cape real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
And didn't I... Hey, John, didn't I call it last week? That's probably going to be the gateway?
Nah, that makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
But first, before we get to get to the bread and butter, let's talk about one of the emotional nights of Backlash, and that was one of the best women's matches we've seen in recent memory. Io, Sky, and Asuka tore the house down in Tampa, Florida,
Dope.
um, with
Dope.
their Yoshi style wrestling, which I need to see more of this in WWE. I mean, I get it; it's entertainment. Girls are made to look pretty, but these girls can go. All these women can fight. Let them fight.
Mm-hmm.
They put on the classic ultimately with Ego victorious, and it looked like at the time that Oscar was bidding farewell, but we didn't know what was going on when she announced her retirement. There was speculation she was semi-retired. There was speculation people were over expecting her to have her contract cut in half, or terminated, or asked to get a pay cut, restructure. But it turned out on Monday that Asuka a while back came to WWE asking for time off for business that's none of ours. She's going to head back to Japan and take care of whatever business she needs to take care of. But as of right now, her contract is good. She signed a re-up in 2024. So pretty much WWE knew this was coming ahead of time. So that's definitely good news. What are your thoughts on that, Monty? Knowing that basically Asuka's not going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, when I saw her leave on Raw, I was like, I don't trust this because this is too clean, this is too pretty. But then, of course, our boy pops in and friend says, "Oh, she's taking time off," and I was like, "Oh, well, it's much needed and it's well deserved for her because she has been working her tail off." And yes, I'm saying tail. I'm from the South. She is working her tail off, and she deserves this time. She
Amen.
really does. So
She does.
thank you for the match, Oscar and Io. It was one of the best matches of the night. I needed it before I got traumatized at the main event. We love you. Enjoy your
Uh,
PTO.
yeah, because I don't know why, but that was kind of symbolic, John, watching her grab her bags and head out the door, and Io just
Yeah,
looking at her. She
I agree.
basically passed the torch to Io, telling her like, this is you now. Like, you're the sensei. You're the head woman that people are going to go to test their metal against, which we found out later on, with Soruka having a good match against Io.
Real
By the way,
good.
so
Real good.
Shout out to Soul as well for hanging in with the baddest. But this also marks 10 years of Oscar.
Wow. Where does the time go?
My
This
goodness.
woman, exactly. This woman has done a lot. So I want to know, Monty, you're our guest. What is your favorite Oscar moment?
Every match she had with Ember Moon.
Mm,
Mm.
Every single one of them. Because they tested each other. And Oscar, she always came out strong. But every match she had with Ember Moon, she was not one to mess with.
I felt like that first encounter, Ember Moon should have won that one. Like that was how good it was. John, what was your favorite Oscar moment?
Probably her. I mean, it's a bittersweet one, but it's her winning the first women's Royal Rumble.
Hmm.
Because obviously we all know what happened after that, which was some bull. But
Mhm.
but I thought her winning that Royal Rumble, and then obviously honorable mention to how they retired her in NXT. I always said that she's the greatest NXT superstar of all time. I've always said that when she came
Mhm.
in there, whether it was Black and Gold 2.0, this current era, she's always to me has been the GOAT of NXT. And I liked it. And it showed how Sean paid homage to her when she came back and had that match with Roxanne Perez. And
Mhm.
you had all the young guns, you had Kalani, you had Blair Davenport, Kiana James, all walking up to her just to say hi, just to be in her presence. and Sean before the show gifting her original NXT Women's Championship to take back to the crib with her. So the first women's Royal, her winning the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble was my moment for her.
Yeah, because she's NXT's / WWE's only unbeaten champion. She's the only one that's outside of Obafemi years later. Well, Obafemi lost the championship and got it back. This woman ran the entire table, never pinned, never lost, and retired the NXT champion. So technically, she's still the NXT champion.
Really? I remember in the Mixed
So-
Match Challenge, she was partnered with Miz, and she was worried about. She's like, Miz, my streak, Miz.
and that's when I knew she was losing to Charlotte, because the moment she started caring about that streak, I'm like, damn, that streak's gonna end up Mania. Which I hated that. Like you said, that shit was bull. I mean, I love me some Charlotte Flair, but
both of the Japanese got did dirty that night.
That WrestleMania, I like to forget that one too. Like with WrestleMania 30 and the match between Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, I like to forget those. Just somebody because those two, I was expecting them both to win, and they both lost, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Taker's body couldn't hold up at the time, and there was no one else credible to beat Undertaker. Bray Wyatt was still. I mean, one can argue Bray Wyatt should have had that moment, but his character alone was still developing. Edge was rumored to do it, but he turned it down. There was rumors of Orton doing it way back when, but that never happened. So it was just one of those trophies things for Brock. But my favorite memory of Asuka, she arrived on the scene and choked out the beloved Bayley to win that NXT championship. Making Izzy, the lovable Bayley fan, now turned pro wrestler. Shout out to Izzy.
College girl.
Had that girl in tears. Because she came in and just ran through Bayley to show. Bayley had no answers. So for me, that photo right there in the corner, that was her first title reign, her first big moment. So thank you, Asuka, for all the memories, and can't wait to see you come back. And who knows what else is gonna be when she come back? Because now Io is she's like I said, she's a senpai now. She's the head woman. She's holding it down now. So Io needed it. Go ahead, Money.
I do have something I want to say, because if Kyrie does come back, because there's an opportunity for her to come back. If she does come back, that would be a good little turn for her.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, that'd be really good for her to do that. Because she had been like, I've been sitting there dealing with Asuka yelling at me, screaming our name, and all of a sudden you earn her respect. That would just be great. But
if the plan was to get rid of Kyrie the entire time, we could have had Kyrie versus Asuka at WrestleMania, and then Io would have been next at Backlash.
Hey, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would have Asuka ride on out and, quote unquote sunset, because she got beaten by her students, her kids, her unders. So, but it is what it is. Hopefully Kyrie does come back. I would love to see Kyrie versus Io. Or if Asuka does eventually come back, bring back Kyrie later on, we still get Asuka versus Kyrie. Like, give us something. What's going on, Tommy? Tommy, what was your favorite Asuka memory while we're still at it? But moving on to the next topic. We talked about this last week, Money, but you wasn't here. So I wanted to get your opinion on this next topic. We was talking about, I had posed a question, should the wrestlers be unionized?
Wow, somebody was listening to the show.
Yes, and that somebody John is alluding to is one big sexy Kevin Nash, who also implored the wrestling community to be unionized. Because there's one thing we know about Kevin Nash, he's always about the money. He's always about getting what you owe, what you deserve. He left Vince to WCW for the money, for the better money for him and his family. So, question to you: do you feel it's a good idea for them to be unionized, or
Yes.
should they be unionized, and why?
They should have been unionized a long time ago, but of course we all know Hulk Hogan stopped that from happening. Jesse Ventura was all about getting the company union, getting the wrestlers unionized, and then Hulk Hogan came in and said, "That ain't gonna work for me, brother. Vince, they're trying to unionize it from your back."
Why
But
did you say it like that?
That's just how it was.
I know that's
he tattletale.
it's like, it doesn't work for me, brother.
It's not gonna work for me, brother.
But in all honesty, they should have done it a long time ago, because look at all of the stuff that's happened. We've had injuries upon injuries. They have to pay for their hotel. They have to pay for their food. They have to pay for their flights. They have to pay for all of this stuff. Whereas with the union, there are going to be protective measures involved. They do stuff that's dangerous. The union comes in and goes, we ain't doing that. And to sit there and to say, well, it's not really sports. It's not really. Well, technically, the Actors Guild is a union.
That's right.
The Writers Guild is a union. I'm sure the NBA and the NFL don't.
Yes, they do.
They have a union. Yes.
They do.
Okay, thank you so much for letting me know.
Yes, they do.
Thank you for letting me know.
All sports have unions. All the major four have unions.
So if they have a union, guess what? That's protections not only for them, that's protections for their families if anything happens to them. That also equals some job protection. It's one thing to sit there and to let somebody go and they got 90 days until their contract is up. Union means they can do anything that they want. There can be strikes in case their working conditions are hazardous. And we just don't hear wrestling. I firmly believe for a long time ago, they need union. They have needed it.
Yeah, and I was saying, because me and John was kind of debating over last week about the wrestlers. Some of the wrestlers not going to do it, but we kind of came to consensus that if guys like Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Bianca, Natty, if all of them start standing up and saying this ain't right, we need better this, better that, it's gonna make some noise, because who's WWE going to get to replace them if they do strike? You can't get anyone from NXT because they're all going to be under the same union.
That's right.
So it's gonna push the company to be like, all right, what do you guys want? Let's come to a common ground. I don't think they can finesse and BS their way out of this situation if no one shows up to work, because that's revenue, that's buys, that's merch sales, there's sponsorships.
Here's the other thing too that I don't think people take into consideration. You can still make a whole bunch of money if you're in the union. I mean, again, let's talk about the Screen Actors Guild. Dwayne Johnson is making $20 million a film. That's union.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, most of these wrestlers, they got side projects. Seth and Becky got a coffee shop. Xavier Woods has his own empire in the gaming world. A lot of people got podcasts. So it's not like back in the day where if they got to cross that picket line, not work, they'd be asked out of a job in the trailer parks, not be able to feed their families. This is a whole different era. So I think being unionized would work. But it's a question of how's it going to work, since there's like pro wrestling all over, the world. Even the smaller wrestling companies, the rinky-dink wrestling companies out there in indies, like, is it going to be all on one thing, or I think each company should have their own union.
I think, in all honesty, Charles, not to cut you off, I think that they all should be every single wrestler. The second that you join wrestling school, you're part of the union.
That's right. That's
So
right.
everybody's covered.
Nice. As soon as they start their training, they sign on that line that they're union. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. So that remains to be seen. So shout out to Kevin Nash for also wanting that. And people were making jokes that Kevin Nash has been making since the whole Javon Evans controversy. I'm like, Kevin Nash has always been making sense. It's just sometimes it's either hit or miss. That's all it is.
And,
There's one
and
thing Kevin Nash
sometimes
knows is. Go ahead.
and sometimes it's Kevin, read the room, baby. Just read the room. But
Yeah, yeah. But him sticking up for the wrestlers is like I said, he's always been about the money. The money. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it don't, hey, that's not gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kev for trying to get people to understand that because that's definitely needed to be done. Um, so in other news, we've been talking about this pay per view when it was going to show up. We thought it was going to show WrestleMania week or within that WrestleMania month. It didn't happen, but now we got confirmation of when. We just don't know where yet. Triple A's biggest show, Triple Mania, has been announced, and it will be coming this fall. Um, 2 nights, so it's a Mania type of show. Night one is going to be Friday, September 11th, and then night two is going to be Sunday, September 13th. All we know is night two is going to be in Ciudad de Mexico. Night one, we don't know yet. Um, John's hoping that it's in LA, but I don't know how they're going to go from LA to Mexico, which is not that
Not
far.
too.
But I think both nights is going to be in Mexico.
We had.
let's call it what it is.
I don't know. Just keep
Go
hope
ahead, John.
alive. I mean, because I would think like I wonder like obviously you announced that it's in Soledad for night two. You would think if it's in Mexico, they would just said if it's in Mexico City, if it's in Guadalajara,
They
or
probably
unless
figured
they're
out
working on,
where.
but that's why it made me wonder. Like, are they trying to bring it? Are they doing one night in the States and then one night cross off of the border? So that's what makes me wonder. That's what had me wonder.
Now,
But it could be LA. I'm thinking maybe Vegas, like they did last year with Worlds Collide when Dom became champ. But you never know. I mean, Arizona could be another place. San Diego. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I think if they're gonna play hot potato on the borderline, I think the closest spot would be San Diego.
would that be an early birthday present for main event John Watson?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Two certain R&B icons are having a concert on my birthday in my city.
Oh, the Raymond Brown tour.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, my
Literally
mama got tickets to that. It's like $500 that they spent on those tickets.
WWE ain't combating that.
No.
All the dudes gonna be forced to take their chick to that concert. Ain't nobody showing up to Triple A.
Thank God. That's why it's my birthday. Now that weekend, I'll say this: the weekend of AAA, I think the tour is in Dallas. Because the week before it's in Vegas. I know the week before it's in Vegas. The weekend of the 5th is in Vegas, but the weekend after it's in the Lone Star State. So
See, exactly. I think it'd probably be San Diego because San Diego's literally right there.
right there you have it at what's the arena they got out there? It's a new arena they got out there. Obviously to replace where the Valley View Casino arena probably out there, or could Palm Springs. Because the Acrisure Arena is pretty dope right there.
But I'm guessing if it's Triple Mania, so it's gonna be a big event. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in a big arena.
Yes.
So it's probably gonna be Mexico City, Monterrey, somewhere along those lines. The big soccer. They might go to a soccer field. You know what I'm saying? Like
that would be dope. That would be very dope. Because I know they will sell out. That would be WrestleMania. That
they will.
That could be the template for WrestleMania in Mexico.
There you go. And who's running AAA? One of the guys that made WrestleMania famous.
Yes.
The Undertaker. The Undertaker player.
He's killing it down there.
Get yourself a good old soccer field and have at it and show because there's talks of
They talking
probably
Ireland.
going to Petty. It's already going to Ireland. You know what I'm saying? So it's already going to Saudi next year, so
Talking
they're
about
branching out
London
the
too.
United States. Yeah, London's long
WrestleMania
overdue
in
for one.
London.
Asking first.
London should have
WrestleMania
been.
They've
in
been asking for it
London.
first.
We all
In the
agree London should have
O2.
been first. We all agree it should have been London first, but we all know the Saudis
Yes.
outbidded them.
Again,
could
I
be
would have got my passport for London. Saudi Arabia, no. I'll be at the house.
WrestleMania at Wembley Stadium would kill.
Yes.
That's AEW. That's AEW territory right there. And let's be honest, WWE had Wembley Stadium first when they had SummerSlam decades ago, headlined with Bret Hart and Davey Boy Smith. So it's the realm of possibilities for Triple Mania is endless. So we definitely keep tabs on that as the months were on. We're on because we're gonna find out once it gets close to football season. Because that's, if not mistaken, September 11th. Isn't that the first week of football? Or was that the second?
That is the first weekend of the NFL season. That is the first weekend
So
because that Friday, because there's not going to be on Friday game. Usually, in the last couple of years, they've had the Friday game in Brazil. This year, the game is in Australia, so the game is being put on a Thursday because in Friday morning is going to be Friday morning in Australia.
So the game, the first football game, is going to be on my birthday. Is what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm willing to share.
It's okay.
it's all good.
I share my birthday with Asuka and Damian Priest, so it all works too. And Jeannie Buss and Serena.
There are 3 people I went to high school with that shared my birthday, and I'm like, oh, I gotta wish them a happy birthday too, though it's my birthday.
Yeah, I know the feel.
Now, there's another PLE that's coming on next week.
And
that is Clash in Italy. And we now know the actual start times of this because I know the ladies, they're going to have their watch alongs as well. So it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific for you boys on the West Coast. Which, by the way, we will be streaming live from Baby Bros Pizza in Long Beach.
Yes,
we'll be back. We're going to be back there. So it's been a minute. Can't wait to get back there and have some little pizza and wings because they do be fire. So shout out to Juan.
Yes. Shout out to the Marathon Burger next door now too.
That is Clash. I might need to try to buy one to go.
Yeah, I'm taking one to go. I'm taking one home for me from mom. I'm bringing one home for me from mom's on the way to the crib.
Yep. Yeah, so shout out to them. And if I'm not mistaken, later on that night, we're gonna have Mask versus Mask, Americano versus Americano. Ain't that next weekend as well?
That Saturday, they'll be taking over Mexico, and then that Sunday they're taking over Italy. Talking about international weekend, and that Friday night SmackDown is in Barcelona.
And it's gonna go crazy
with the Raw after Clash in Italy. So get your passports ready, people.
What's up, TJ?
TJ.
All right. I was hoping the wise woman was gonna be here for this because she was live. So I wanted to check in, see if she was okay, nerves wise after Monday. But let's just get into listen. Actually, not this one. That one. The destruction of Roman Reigns at Backlash. Well, after their match, it was physical, as it should have been, as we knew it was going to be. Jacob definitely beat the uppity out of Roman Reigns. You don't know. Shout out to you, Tommy.
Shout out to the UK.
But he Roman found an exit strategy, and that was the turnbuckle unexposed. Hit him with the spear. I think that was 3 spears. Who called 3 spears?
I think Monty might have called it. Monty called it.
Mm-hmm. shout out to the tribal teachers over there.
Yeah,
she
called
3 spears to take down Jacob. And even that didn't stop Jacob because Jacob went ahead and just pretty much destroyed Roman from here into Tuesday, and then turned around 48 hours later and destroyed the entire bloodline in one fell swoop. This man knocked out Jay in the back, went to the ring, took out Jimmy, went at it with Roman, and then put all three through a barricade at the same time. No help, no backup, no nothing. That was all gas and no brakes. Monty, you hail from the island that acknowledges the tribal chief. Um, what was your? We was there with you on Saturday, but what was your thought process from Saturday and the end of Monday?
Well, I knew first of all Jacob wasn't going to acknowledge him. I knew that. I knew it was. I'm going to use a big word here. It was hubris of Roman to assume that Jacob was going to do that. I do want to say Roman had said something significant to Jimmy, which is if he doesn't acknowledge me, he doesn't acknowledge us. If he doesn't acknowledge us, then the whole locker room isn't going to. And it made, and the wheels in my head started turning, which is you're not going to be able to run stuff the way you think you do. And I'm talking about Jacob if you take them out. Because you need them, they need you. My other thought process was, of course, Roman was sitting there hitting him with a chair, and I was like, okay, you got to stop showboating because he's going to pop back up and you will have a problem. And he did. And then he got put through a table. And then Jimmy and Jay were trying to help him, and then they got taken out in the barricade. And in all honesty, Jacob left with it, and he licked the title. And all I could say is to myself, and in hindsight, looking on it and just sitting there thinking about it and thinking to myself, this is Bronson the shoe thief all over again.
Wow. and who tweeted literally minutes after Raw went off the air?
Bronson Reed. Bronson the shoe thief.
Sure did.
This is Bronson the shoe thief all over again. And so I watched it, marinated on it, and I think that it's like, again, he's going to have to dip into that bag of savagery. He's done it before, but he's really going to have to dip into it. But also, this is going to be a stipulation match.
Has to be.
And I get the feeling. Somebody said last man standing. Somebody said it was going to be a I quit match. I firmly feel like it should be tribal combat. And I feel like Roman's really gonna have to dip into that bag that he can dip into. He's gonna have to break this man's spirit.
I don't know about spirit, but
here's the thing.
But Jacob said it on live TV. You want to beat that acknowledgement out of me.
That's pretty much what's going to happen. I think that's going to be the case. It's going to be him beating the acknowledgement out of him.
And like you said, in order for that to happen, that man has to go places that he never thought he
would go.
Yeah,
it's going to be one of those moments where Roman's going to dip into the bag and we all going to be like, yo, I don't like this. He's not playing. Like, I'm scared of him. And I've seen it before, but it needs to happen. Does Roman need to run this man over with a car, perhaps? Maybe. I mean, he's ran Braun Strowman over with a fire truck. He's ran friggin' Kevin Owens over with a golf cart. I've seen this man commit vehicular homicide many times. He might have to run him over with a car. I'm just saying. But, you know, it's not premeditation if the man has tried to kill you several times on live television. I'm just throwing it out there. It is self-defense.
And whatever place he has to go is going to be worse than how he did Jay. He did Jay.
Now, what I would like to see, because eventually he is going to have to side with Roman in this. What I
Mhm.
would like to see is there to be a storyline where Roman is siding more with Jacob than Jay. I would like to see some tension there when that happens, because I feel like Jay is going to be the
Mm.
odd man out because Jimmy's the calm and mellow one. Jay's the crash out, but
Yep.
Jacob's a bigger crash out than Jay is. So I would like to see
See,
where that goes.
but with a crash out, you know what's coming.
Hmm.
When you're quiet, those are the ones you gotta watch out for.
Yep.
So let's not look over Jimmy because he might be tired of babysitting Jay and his hot headedness and be tired of you know Roman Reigns and how he's doing things and sometimes it's not working. So Jimmy
That
could be the one that turns something upside down.
that could be the case as well. I do see where, because honestly, I feel like one of the twins is gonna be the odd man out when Jacob joins. One of the
But
twins is gonna be like, "I'm not a part of this now. Are y'all serious? Like, come on now.
I'm
What about
hoping
me?"
I'm hoping that's not the case because like we were talking, me, you, Faith, and everybody, but we were saying ahead of time months ago, there's a war
Being built.
coming to WWE, and the bloodline needs to stand together more than ever. So whatever they get through this, Jacob said, "Hey, if you can beat it out of me, I'll join you. No problem, no problemo." So when we gonna get there, I don't know because like said, if they run it back at Clash, it has to be a stipulation. I don't think it should be I quit because on paper, how is Roman gonna get Jake to say I quit?
Now, what I would like to see, and he can do it. I would like to see Roman do the tongue and death grip to Jacob.
I have no choice.
I don't know because
Exactly.
it wasn't handed to him, so wouldn't that be the sign of ultimate disrespect? Because the tongue and death
True.
grip was
True.
handed to Jacob.
That is true.
So
Would Roman be desperate enough to go against tradition to do it?
The thing is
that
he's
man's
tribal.
not tradition.
He is, but if he's tribal chief, wouldn't he just be like, "I can do what I want anyway"?
That's true as well.
But like Roman said, there's order and law within these things. He will break his own rule. And then how you gonna expect the rest of the people to fall in line if you break the same rule that you
Exactly.
vow
There's got to be some. There's
to
got to
uphold?
be some way. There's got to be some way that he does it. I mean, he can't guillotine this man. He can't put a guillotine on him. But there's got to be
Uh,
some way that he does it. He might have to reach into his father. He might have to reach into Sika's bag. He might have to reach into the High Chief Peter Maivia's bag. He might have to reach into Alpha's bag. It's
mm.
just, he's got to do something about this because this is bad. This is bad.
It is.
This
I
is
mean,
worse than you
Roman,
getting. I
Roman
mean,
got time.
go
Right,
ahead.
man.
This is
That's
worse.
what?
This is worse than you getting your J stolen every week. I'm tired, Grandpa.
Dang, not Grandpa Reigns.
No, 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 no. This is worse than you getting. This is worse than you getting your shoes stolen. This man has choked you out 4 times in a row on live television. You need to get you a gun. Get you a gun.
And not
Shoot
in a good
him.
way. But Roman Reigns going to figure it out because he got time to figure it out. Because we already had, Monday Night Raw in Knoxville. Shout out to Vol Nation. They showed up, showed out.
That's right.
Then we got Greensboro, Columbus,
Young OG country.
They're gonna be in Italy, June 1st, the night after Clash, as John alluded to earlier. They're gonna be in Bmore, Atlantic City, and then they're gonna be in Nessa's neck of the woods in Dallas, Texas. And then, of course, they're going to be in our city July 27th for Monday Night Raw. Can't wait.
The,
So
the final
basically,
Raw before SummerSlam. is coming to the birthplace of the biggest party of the summer.
So this pretty much they redid his tour dates. They originally came out with a while back, and they changed some stuff, so they took it off, and they came up with some BS excuse saying it was a clerk error, which it could have been, considering that now they re-added the dates with a couple of changes here and there. So this is we're literally getting the Tribal Chief damn near all summer long. He's missing 2 Monday Night Raws, and that's about it during this entire tour. So, boys and girls, if you got a chance to acknowledge your Tribal Chief live, I suggest you do so. I wish I could get Leslie's synopsis about her being there because I know she was excited, but I know she had fun, and we're gonna do the same towards the end of this tour. Because ain't no telling what's gonna happen after the 27th. Will Roman Reigns take a hiatus? Only time will tell. Will he be World Heavyweight Champion when they come to LA?
Yes, because he will. I think he will.
Yeah,
I think he will, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna say yeah. But
Y'all know
and that's
eventually,
but that is SummerSlam. But that's SummerSlam week, so
y'all know that match has got to be him and Seth. It's got to be him and Seth. He got to get that monkey off his back.
that'd be night. That'd definitely be night 2 for sure.
He got to get that monkey off his back.
Speaking of Seth, are we looking at the beginning stages of Montez Ford's single run?
Yes, I'll say it. Yes.
Mhm.
And shout out to Lovely. She basically said it too. Yes, and I'm here for it. And it's the perfect way to start it.
Have him in a match with a former World Heavyweight WWE Universal Champion.
Look, we saw him how he did. We saw when they threw him out there with Roman that Friday night, and he belonged. We saw what he did in the Elimination Chamber 3 years ago for the United States title. He belonged. And when I looked at him keep going at Seth for getting involved in the Street Profits business, he don't look like the moment has never looked too big for him. It's never looked too big for Dawkins. It's never looked too big for the Street Profits. But it has not looked too big for Montez Ford since the Street Profits have been back on television because diapers cost, man.
Hey, listen.
Diapers cost, man.
Hey, it don't matter how rich you is, man. Them diapers ain't
Formula ain't no-
Let's just say this right now. Baby formula is like $50 a can. The drink is expensive.
They gonna have a dope baby shower, but man, they gonna collect so many. They gonna need diapers for days. Put a week on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta figure out what kind of baby formula the baby needs, because sometimes they get colic, and you gotta go through baby formula in order to find the right ones.
Yeah.
This drink is expensive.
God bless you, Bianca. Get through it.
Yep, because I know when they figure out, hey, you know what, you ain't doing nothing right now. Let's let's make our own Magic City.
And by the way, saw that Bianca she updated her finger. She's now able to put a ring on it because obviously she had to get it. Her fingers, the knuckle still, is heavily sore. So she's had to enlarge. She had to enlarge her wedding ring, had to upgrade her wedding ring a couple sizes, but she's able to put a ring back on her finger. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
And
that she just
and everyone knows you cannot wrestle with a messed up knuckle like that.
No,
because you gotta grab stuff. You gotta grab opponents. You gotta grab the turnbuckles. You gotta grab, everything to get stuff done. That you one arm, you're not gonna last. So her career hangs in the balance on that finger and her knuckles. But in the meantime, we wish them best. Wish Bianca the best, and Logan Paul, Austin Theory, they're right, and he admitted it. Bianca's at home. Somebody got to pay the bills. He'll gladly take on those duties. You know what I'm saying? Because, like he said in that vlog, it's gonna be a chaotic, wild and chaotic 9 months Um, but what other pregnant woman you know that got a six pack?
Naomi.
Yeah, probably. She probably the only one.
No, 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 not like Bianca's.
Nah,
Like she had a full
Bianca's a whole.
blown 7 months baby bump, and you can still count her abs.
Thing is, when
It's
she
like
came down to the ring at Mania, I was looking at her face and I was like, "Are you pregnant?"
Hey,
a woman would know.
we was sitting in
Especially,
there.
especially
Yeah,
if you had a baby before, you can just sort of smell it. You like, "Are you pregnant?"
look, we was in there, and I lost my, because that's my one. And I was sitting there. She came out there in the blue, and I was like, But when she started taking off the robe, I was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, oh snap! And
Always
shout out,
count.
we know it was like, wow. I mean, Rihanna announced her pregnancy at the Super Bowl. Bianca Belair announced hers at WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, shout out
That's
to
how you
Bianca.
do it big. That's how you do it big.
I got a question. I got a question. What's the three rules in life? You don't tug on Superman's cape.
Uh
You
huh.
don't spit in the wind.
Uh
You
huh.
don't piss on the gravesite,
Uh huh.
and you don't interrupt Bloodsport Natty while she's doing the interview.
That's
Um,
right.
listen, I know what Bianca, I know what Jada's doing. Um, but I'm gonna ask Jada, do you really know what you're doing? Um, Monty, can you explain to us why this is a huge deal for Jada Parker to even have the gall of stepping to the low key legend?
I have a better chance winning Lotto than playing with the low key legend. Jada, you in danger, girl. Danger. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Girl, she is not for play. I'm scared of her. I'm scared.
Listen,
Y'all,
that,
who bringing the
that,
potato
that little
salad?
woman, that little woman can hurt people.
Who bringing the potato salad?
Listen, I'm gonna give Jada a chance here because I think this is gonna Natty's gonna be the one to bring that out of Jada Parker. We all know what she can do. Jada knows what she can do, but she needs to bring that out of her. And who else better to push her to the limits than Natty? I mean, look what happened to Maxine. Maxine stepped up. She actually made the Women's Intercontinental Championship actually relevant as certain people. And look at her now. She might be in the vision. Or on a hot date, either one. But I personally think this is good. This is mixing both worlds that me and John have a vested interest in. So once again, hi Natty.
Shout out to you.
Her against LSU's finest. Listen, sign me up. And the fact that she's been in the dungeon a while back and probably still head out there with a certain somebody, you know, yeah. So I'm happy for it. John, what do you
So
thoughts on Mayan and
like Seth told Braun Breaker, if you shoot for the king, you best not miss. Now you going for the queen, you better not miss. So Jada, I hope you know what you're doing. By the way, you weren't having a bad hair day. Your hair was on fire, and I was loving how you was rocking the cat suit under the fatigues. This is gonna look. I just talked about the reports. They're gonna bring some women up to the main roster during the summer. This and again, I acknowledge Natty for going to Shawn Michaels saying I want to work with her, and Shawn was receptive to it, and I think we're seeing it. We saw the tweet. Y'all, if y'all didn't see that tweet from Natty earlier, this is about to get intense.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get intense. So I hope she knows what she's in for. But if she's built for it, and we all believe she is, because we've all been rooting for her, this will pay dividends for her going towards the main roster and she gets that certification from the low key legend. So she can't. Please don't f this up.
It's a good way to cut your teeth.
She's the last one.
Mm-hmm.
She's the last one. Her and Kalani are the last ones.
That's it. That's
And
it.
then there's Lola Vice as well. So Lola Vice is gonna be in the main roster by the end of summer. Kalani
Right.
and Jordan is gonna be in the main roster by summer. So Jada Parker has to make that list of call ups. So and then her being on Mondays, and I'm not trying to be messy, I'm being dead honest. Her being on Mondays with Jay, if they're still dating at that time, it's gonna do dividends for her because she's already gonna be familiar with people coming out of that dungeon. Maxine works in that dungeon. The Prof is working that dungeon. So
tonight Javon Evans was pulled up to the dungeon tonight.
Jacob was in the dungeon too.
Is in the dungeon now. So shout out to the Miami boys. Shout out to Minus as well. Our guys from the dungeon. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, those are. Before we go on to the game of the week, is there anything that wasn't touched on that you guys want to shed a little bit of light on?
The fact,
Go ahead, Monty first. Ladies first.
the fact that Natty is running the dungeon with TJ, the fact that she's running it, and I've seen clips of people training. The Lord's work, because everybody that goes in there, they go out and you see them in the ring, and their ring skills have just been superb. So
they don't bring just anybody in there. It's invite only, and it's like attitude Eagles. Check them at the door when you walk into it. Wipe your feet on her rug before you step in. John?
Shout out. I thought Kiana James held her own against Tiffany Stratton on Friday. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on that situation with her and Julia. Last night with Kendall Gray and Kalani Jordan, I thought that was a dope match. Lola Vice, you got a bounty on your head, mama. I'm just being real. She got a bounty on her head right now. A lot of intruders trying to make their way on the Vice City because they want that gold. So you're going to have your plethora of challengers. So I like that. And then I'm going to say this again to Becky Lynch. You got one more time to call EO Sky EO Janetti. I'm like, damn, I know Marty J. Like, man, I like all the free pub and all, but come on, man.
Rebecca, you were out of pocket for that one. Completely out of pocket.
Oh man, she must forgot that EO was that woman before this whole damage control group. But sometimes you gotta pop out and show them. You know what I mean?
Amen.
But yeah, so it's time for game of the week. I found an interesting game that I wanted to run by you guys, and I'm glad you're here, Monty, because this is going to test. I would say low key test your loyalty a little bit to the bloodline, so to speak. So we've seen a lot of factions in our heyday of watching wrestling. The Horsemen, Shield Evolution, the Wyatts. And we all remember when the Wyatts and the Shield did that battle, how hyped it was that, two forces come together, and it's like it was must-see TV. There's two factions here that, one, they've never crossed paths ever in life and probably never will. But individually, some of them have crossed paths with each other. But it's a two-parter. So part one, with everything on the line, if you're going to go to war, who are you picking to win that war? The Bullet Club or the Shield? And not just any members of the Bullet Club. We're talking three prominent leaders of the Bullet Club who was never really leaders at the same time. At one point, it was Finn Balor. It's Kenny Omega. It's AJ Styles. So So, John, I'm gonna start with you. In a fight,
Oh boy,
in a war of all wars, who are you picking to win?
Jesus Christ! This,
Told you it wasn't gonna be easy.
uh, oh man, this is like watching Zach
you,
Levine and Aaron
if
Gordon
you
at the
know
dunk
if you
contest.
know
My
if you
God.
know you're wrestling, this is not an easy answer.
Oh my goodness, it's not.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to match up who will go against obviously Roman, AJ, Seth, and Finn definitely. I'm gonna go with the Bullet Club because I have to give the advantage to Kenny Omega. I think Roman and AJ is a wash just for technical terms, but for technical terms, it'll be a wash. And Finn and Seth will be somewhat a wash. But when I look at Kenny Omega versus Dean Ambrose, I gotta go with the cleaner. I gotta go with the cleaner. So, but that's the only reason I would pick the Bullet Club because any normal time I would have picked the Shield just off what I've seen alone, what they did for that period of time, just dominating everybody. But for this exercise, give me the Bullet Club because they got the phenomenal one, the Prince, and the clean and the cleaner. And give me Cat. I gotta go because Kenny Omega. I can't go against Kenny Omega. It's tough, man.
Monty,
Okay, so I'm looking at this from storyline perspective, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
say this: Kenny Omega is not gonna be cool with Finn Balor being the leader, and Kenny
Okay.
Omega is a wild card. Seth and Roman still got beef, so I'm going to ask you because Roman and Mox is fine. Seth and Roman is the issue. I'm going to ask you: has any beef been resolved in this?
um, I want to say this is before the beef, but let's say
Mm,
the beef was resolved because I think those two can somewhat. Roman has said that they really, really have to. I think for the greater good of a war, they would go into battle, and then
okay,
later they'll run it back later.
okay. So here's the thing about the Shield. That's a unit. They destroyed everybody.
Hmm.
That's a unit. So, as much as I love the Bullet Club, I'm gonna go with my boys. I'm gonna go with the Shield.
Um, damn, this is not. And Monty hit it right on the head. Kenny Omega is the wild card factor. Um, I mean, the best bout machine, um, quote unquote, possibly the real best in the world, um, in wrestling with real Osprey sneaking up behind him. Um, uh, here's the thing, though. All three of these guys of the Bullet Club, they're heavily, heavily skilled.
Hmm.
Roman only has the power. Seth is the one that plans the attacks, and Mox, he's the hothead that goes in reckless abandonment without without health insurance being signed, without putting pen to paper on his final will and testament. He'll go straight in. Um, but again, those guys in chaos, the shit thrived in chaos, whether they was against each other or not. It's one of those they just. I would take the Shield because I've seen the Bullet Club, and I mentioned earlier these three men were never in the Bullet Club at the same time.
Okay.
Uh, so I think them coming together, they might put up a fight, but it's just that continuity of those three at the bottom that you just can't ignore that. And it's not me being a WWE head because I watch all factors of wrestling, whether it's New Japan, AEW, whoever. That's all I was saying. If you know wrestling is not an easy choice, you literally have to put your logic hat on to think this through. So I'm gonna go with the Shield. So my two-part question, Mani, I'm gonna start with you. From each team, whose contract's getting cut, who's getting a re-up, in other words, a contract extension, multi-year deal, and who's getting sent to the Hall of Fame via retirement.
Okay, so AJ is getting the retirement. Oh God, this is so hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
God. I would say AJ's going to the Hall of Fame. I'd have to cut Mox. I'm sorry. I have to cut him. He's too he refuses to sign a waiver, so Mox would have to get cut. Roman is getting the re-up. And what was the third one?
Okay. Oh, that was it.
Third one?
Who's getting the re-up? Who's getting cut? Who's getting the re-up? And who's going to the Hall of Fame?
Okay. So I'm good. I don't have to do it for all three of them.
No, you just have to pick one.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to separate it and put it into teams, out of each team who you got, or you want to count it as the entire. Because either way it goes, it's still gonna be hard.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say AJ goes to retirement home, Mox is getting cut, and Roman's getting the re-up. Because Roman making money.
All right.
I'm not gonna get rid of my money maker.
Touche. John?
Dang it. I would have probably went with the same three she went with, because I'm not letting Roman just walk. AJ, yeah, definitely retired. I'm re-ing up Roman because he's $1 billion check. He just ain't cashed it yet. You know, I said Mox, he's a wild card because you don't know, but Kenny Omega did have that near death experience.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get rid of Kenny Omega. It's hard for me to get rid of Kenny Omega. Now, if you were telling me with them three with the bullet by teams, I'm retiring AJ, I'm re-upping Finn, and I'm cutting Kenny just because of the diverticulitis he had. And when it comes to the Shield, I'm signing Roman, I'm retiring Roman, I'm re-upping Seth. No, I'm gonna retire Seth. I'm gonna re-up Roman, and then I'm gonna cut Ambrose.
And that's the exact same way I would go.
Because I think Seth, he's starting to see his light. He's starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel where I don't think Roman has yet.
Okay. Okay. I would I would cut Omega because his diverticulitis, so his whole wrestling career is cut short a little bit. I would actually re-up Finn because the work he's put in, he's due for a payday and deserves it. As far as the Hall of Fame, it would be definitely Roman because he's done it all. He's made sure every household, every kid in his family and all over the company has ate to the point that they can provide for themselves now. So send him on to the Hall of Halls as he enters the Hall of Fame. Now, if we broke this off in teams, it'd be the same thing. AJ's getting the Hall of Fame, Finn's getting the re-up, Omega's getting cut, and then at the bottom, I would actually Roman would still get the Hall of Fame, but I'm gonna flip it. I would say Rawls would get the cut, and I'm re-upping it. Because that man is entertainment, and you want someone like that fighting for your brand. He'll literally bleed for your brand.
And this is why wrestlers need unions, because this man, I'm afraid, is going to do something dangerous, and he's going to get permanently injured, and we all going to be upset.
Yep. And with that, actually, before we get into our last two segments, Monty, is there something that you would like to discuss with the masses that are watching?
Yes. My second book, Two Princes, will be out July the 21st, 2026. It's a little grainy, but you can see it. It'll be out July 21st, 2026, exclusively on Amazon.com. The link is in our description box on our Twitter page. That is ATD Podcast 23. That's a YouTube. I meant Twitter. Excuse me. That is on our Twitter page at ATD Podcast 23. Just click the link tree in our bio and you'll be able to see. Hey, look, it's right there. But that's all.
All right. And with that being said,
This is what we doing. We doing this.
What we doing? I made this song. You like it or what? How about new? How about no?
this is what we're doing, where we always call out someone for saying the most outlandish, outlandish, something that just doesn't make sense that they're doing or said in this world. I'm gonna go last because I think mine is also pretty valid. John, you'd like to kick this thing off, sir?
Yeah, man. You know what? You know, we gotta. This is what we doing. It came from a segment on the Sports For You podcast called from calling out names. And we called out people for stuff they said or did in the world of sports, and now it of course can transfer over to the world of wrestling. And there have been times where we've had dudes, men or women, who've been on there have been multiple offenders because they've said or did something that's stupid. Well, one of them people is back again on this situation. And that is one Montel Vontavious Porter. Once again, Triple MVP is going out his way to trash Triple H. So on the recent episode of the marketing on his Marketing Hour podcast, he had this quote: "You can go down the list and can think of the talents that Taker worked with that he elevated and got them over. How many people do you remember the nose getting over? I mean, Triple H in his career. How many people can you associate with him? I'll give you two. Randy, I'll give you Randy. I'll give you Batista. Who else can you remember Triple Nose getting over?" Go ahead, Money.
The Rock.
Ooh, I got one. Shelton Benjamin.
Would you like me?
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
The dude whose shirt I'm wearing, John Cena.
He who should not be named by many, Chris Benoit.
Mr. Bryan Danielson. Brock Lesnar.
I mean, who else?
Edge.
I mean,
Jeff Hardy. CM Punk, actually.
yeah. Hell, Chris Jericho.
Roman
Kurt
Reigns.
Angle. And the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins.
Ronda
It's like, what are we
Rousey.
talking about?
Ronda freaking Rousey.
His own wife. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Shawn Michaels. This is where MVP has to really take a look in the mirror and start having some self-awareness. And you're saying that while you're wearing that Heels Have Eyes hat, which me and Troy ain't gonna get into right now, you know, for other reasons. But
I guess it did work for him, brother.
I mean, come on, man. Come on, P. And people in, like I was saying, even when like Money about a month ago when I called out Jonathan Coachman for his report on Bianca Belair's finger, you don't need to go there. You're going there because it's worth, because you don't need the clout. You're MVP. You're an OG to everybody, to all these guys. You don't need to go out their way now and to say the nose. I'm like, come on, bro. You're
The
better
reason
than
why
that.
he's going there is because Triple H didn't get him over.
Oh no! Time out. Do you remember 2009?
Oh, wait a
And
minute.
Vicky Guerrero was going to kick Triple H out of the 2009 Royal Rumble, but he had to. But in order for Triple H to get in, someone had to win a last man standing match on Friday Night SmackDown.
That's someone who's on a month long losing streak.
Yes. You know who was that, by the way?
Would that be a Mr.
Mr.
Montel
Vontavious
Montavious Porter?
Correct. He got you over.
So what is he complaining about Paul Levesque for?
Because he's an ex WWE star that his guy Bobby Lashley didn't get a push. Well, they get a push because they want to go younger talent. They want to get the younger talent as opposed to the elder talent. So they went to the AEW, and ever since then they've been bashing Triple H and WWE every chance they got, saying that he's racist and whatnot.
Okay, so by the way, Obafemi is the biggest star right now, currently on the roster. So what?
And Triple H is putting him over.
He is.
Triple H is putting him over.
I mean,
He's
I
putting
make
Trick
jokes
over.
all the time. I make jokes all the time. Triple H was sitting there looking at Obafemi like, "That's my child." I'm like, "No, that's Sean's kid. He's letting you borrow him."
Well, we can't though technicality of it being Triple H's kid because Triple H was there in the 2.0. Then he had that heart scare. Then he's like, "You know what, Sean? I can't do this no more. You want to take this over?"
That is true. That is. You got a point there. You got a point there.
But it's more of Sean's kid than Triple H's. But DX is a marriage couple, so they both their kid.
I mean, we did see them kiss at the Hall of Fame, but
that was wild.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's between two friends. That's y'all's business. But
fuck that.
I'm saying this right now. The simple fact that he had the nerve to sit there and to say he's not getting people over, and we just named a whole slew of people. By the way, Rey Mysterio.
Hit the button, John.
Because Triple H beat the tar out of him at the Rumble after he eliminated him. Triple H beat the tar out of him before Randy came out there because that was to get him over. I rest my case.
Some people just got to stop right their head, just focus on their own company and making their own money. Quit
Mind the business that pays you.
Quit being the bitter ex that they didn't want you, so you found someone else, but you can't shut up about the ex.
And we all know when Tony Khan cuts you, where you gonna be heading back to? You gonna be on your knees begging and pleading and wanting your job back. And then you have to apologize to this man.
Yep. All right. So I got one. And mine, this is going to probably tickle you a little bit. So this past weekend in the city of Inglewood at the Intuit Dome, there is an event taking place on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It was the roast of one Kevin Hart. Shout out to everyone that pulled up and cut their jokes. Draymond, Venus and Serena Williams, Talani, Miss Taylor. She did a good one. Regina Hall. But there was one, and Monty, you had sent it to me, but I was already watching it. The People's Champ, as Nessa calls him, Broken Promises, was the special guest of the roast. One, he could have been at Backlash, but whatever, we're gonna let that one go. Here's what I'm calling out the way, sir. You're a grown ass man, in your 50s. Why are you trying to get a man half your size to sit on your lap?
Pause.
And why are you trying to get a grown ass man to suck on your nipple? on IC. What's going on, Dwayne? I mean, I know you guys got a buddy romance, but sir, I mean, he Kevin Hart may be short, but he's not an elf. Why is he sitting on your lap? Why you want that man in front of his wife sitting on your lap? What's
I didn't watch the roast because Tony Hinchcliffe was making comments that were inappropriate, and it's not funny to me. Racism is not funny to me.
I heard about that.
But Cat Williams, he may tell you a joke, but he never tells you a lie.
This is true. This is true.
You got some explaining to do, Dwayne.
Seriously. Sir. And then, trying to go up to Kevin's wife too. Anyway, it was a funny roast. It was great. His entrance alone was electrifying to say the least. But special call out, shout out. I'm gonna do this for John because I think he probably originally had this on his call out names, but I'm gonna do him solid just because I personally didn't mind it. But Road Dogg Jesse James.
Oh God.
Said that he was better on the mic than The Rock himself. I'm gonna say this though. I believe him. I believe him in his conviction of saying that. Do I personally agree with it? No, I don't. But I believe it because this isn't the first time he said this. He said this for years that he believed he was better on the mic than The Rock.
Who lied to him? I believe a lot of great things I believe a lot of great things about myself. That doesn't make them true. I believe I am 5'7". I'm not. I'm 5'3". But that doesn't mean I don't have the opportunity to believe it. It's a lie, but
I believe him.
It is what it is.
I wholeheartedly believe him that he feels that. So Godspeed, Road Dogg. Godspeed. And now we get to the final segment. It's that we like to acknowledge, point out something that's been done good in the channels of wrestling. So I'm gonna leave this one off. We talked about Io and Asuka earlier. I actually want to give a shout out to Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane because these three women brought back modern Japanese wrestling that has not been seen in decades. The first WWE Women's Champion from Japanese descent was Bull Nakano, who gave Alundra Blaze a run for her money multiple times during their heyday. And also paved the way was the Jumping Bomb Angels from Japan, who were WWE's original women's tag team champions. And then fast forward decades later, you have Damage Control with Io, Asuka, and Kairi. So shout out to these three at the bottom pioneered, but the ones at the top trailblazed for what's next to come. And if it wasn't for the success of Asuka, we wouldn't have Kairi and Io where they are today. So shout out to those three amazing women. And once again, we want Kairi. Monty, you got anyone you want to acknowledge before we get?
I do. And I know she is on hiatus, and I know she's taking a break before she's taking 60 days, and she deserves it. But WrestleFaith, she took this pot of three women. She took us, and she's the reason why we're able to do what we're doing here on YouTube. So I gotta give big acknowledgement to her. I love you, Oos.
Madam Oos. And hope you enjoying your retirement. Well deserved. Get some R&R. I be seeing your posters on IG. They be hilarious. Hopefully you had a great Mother's Day as well. John.
I need to go down to NXT. What's going on in NXT? I gotta acknowledge. Obviously, we saw all these call ups after Mania from Sol Ruka, Ethan Page, Fatal Influence, Ricky Saints, and this new crop of superstars who came in and have not missed a beat since Stand and Deliver. Obviously, Tony D'Angelo's the champ, Logan Vice is the champ, Ted and Patssy's doing their thing as champ, Miles Bourne. Let's see what happens with the tag titles next week. But I gotta acknowledge all this new crop of talent coming in from Lizzie Rain, obviously the superstars from Evolve that answered the call. Our girl our favorite, Kelly Armstrong, obviously, and this Mason Rook, who's got the eyes of the goat, of my goat, John Cena, had the crowd over before he even cut his first promo because of one tweet from John Cena. And I'm loving what Sean and Robert Stone are doing. They're shaking things up, and I can't wait to see what's next. And shout out to you, Zarya. We know what you're up to right now.
Question, John. What was that guy's name?
Mason Rook. Is it Rook or Rook?
Okay. Either way. Now, what have we always said, John? What have I always said when it came to seeing security out here on the main roster? What about
You could be seeing the next one.
Mm-hmm.
This man was a security guard last year, standing behind CM Punk, and now look at him. He has security escorting him to the building now. It's crazy how a year could make in this business. You don't know who is next in line to make an impact. This is why every time we see these pull apart brawls, I'm always looking at the biggest, the baddest, who's standing out. I'm seeing guys with long hair. I'm like, well, he could be next. He could be next for that particular reason. So shout out to Mason, and like John said, the crowd had him over because even now I was like, who the hell is this guy? Like John Cena spotted him all the way from overseas. And this man took out Tony D'Angelo not once, not twice, but twice in the past 3 weeks.
He's big. He's bad.
He's fast.
And he'll body slam your dad.
They had that check. It's like he didn't have to say, and it's like he's not your average build. The man is like he's like a walking Bobby Hill. Or if you ever seen the cartoon Recess.
You're talking about Mikey?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He's that guy. Wrestling. So, shout out and to like TJ was saying, Trick Williams was security. Sheamus was security once. So it's like you just never know. And then that's why I'm always hopeful.
Solo was security too.
And that's why I always, that's why I always shout out Myers, because he's the guy that's always in the background escorting Natty to the ring. So
Royce Keys.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Monty. Royce Keys was security. LA Knight.
You just never know.
Braun Breaker.
And to see him, and this guy's never been to the PC, but to see him show up last year, and then a year later, he's featured on NXT in a world title, in the world title picture. It's dope to recognize these people from before. So it's good. It's good. But we're gonna get up out of here. Monty, as usual, shout out to you. Thank you for showing up. Y'all go buy her books. And by the way, side note, I did started reading the first book. Man, going to the party like that listen, her getting set up already, that was
she just to let you know, she's on one. Just to let you know, Emmy Fontaine is on one. When she tell you she messy, she is messy. She is on one.
Man, I'm picking back up, but I did start it. I just wanted to let you know I did start that one. I was like, damn. But yeah, buy her books. The woman is great at what she does, and we're happy and proud to have her as one of our sisters and as a family member. So shout out to Moneyhausen, author Moneyhausen. But we're gonna get up out of here. We'll see y'all this weekend, probably. We'll see, but for sure, Clash in Italy next weekend. AAA, enjoy AAA this week. Sports U back on Friday. Mark, John, possibly Nick.
Schedule
over
release.
They're gonna go over once again the NFL schedule release and which games is going to be across the pond. Shout out to my Saints. We're going to Europe. Yeah, that's Monty. That's John. I am Trell, and we will see y'all Monday for Tribal Warzone.
Yes, sir.
It's the legend, calling up.